Planet Earth is home to millions of diverse living things. Energy is constantly flowing throughout it and in various forms. As energy flows, matter is constantly cycling. The sun is the ultimate source of energy that conducts all the processes on Earth and provides the vitality. Whether we see it through an erupting volcano, an iguana catching its prey, or a flower growing from a seed, nature is showing the flows and cycles. If we take a closer look, we can learn more about the interactions between different organisms and see how their energy transfers through a food web in a specific ecosystem. All the interactions in the web are unique to each part of the biosphere. The tropical rainforest is the most productive type of ecosystem in the biosphere. Loaded with unique and diverse plants and animals, there are many interactions happening in this environment. When we take a closer look, we can identify the parts of a food web in a tropical rainforest and learn more about the flow of matter and energy. Let's start our focus on one of the most important parts of any ecosystem, the plants. The rainforest is loaded with all sorts of different kinds of plants. The banana tree is one type of producer found in the rainforest. But where does the banana tree get its energy? It all starts with the sun, the Earth's ultimate source. When the rays beam down on these producers, they soak up the light energy and start to make their food through a process called photosynthesis. The energy flow doesn't stop there. There are a lot of hungry organisms in the rainforest that feast on the fruit from the banana tree. A chimpanzee relies on the bananas as part of their diet. Because they are eating the producers, we call them primary consumers. A consumer is an organism that eats something for energy. Unfortunately, this chimpanzee could just be another rainforest animal's dinner. The carnivorous jaguar lurks around the forest, waiting for the right moment to pounce on his prey. Because the jaguar is a meat eater, preying on the chimpanzee, we call it a secondary consumer. When we look at the organisms that eat each other in a specific ecosystem, we call this a food chain. Food chains show how the energy moves from organism to organism. Arrows are used to show where the energy is being transferred. Another important part of this ecosystem helps complete the matter cycle. Since matter cannot be created or destroyed, it must cycle through the ecosystem even when it's no longer living. Decomposers are specialized organisms that feed off dead things and return the nutrients to the ground. Eventually, the plants will soak up these nutrients and the cycle will continue. There are many other food chains that join together to make a bigger food web in the rainforest. A coconut tree is another producer in this biome. Several types of insects feed off the coconut tree, making them primary consumers. The iguana eats the insects, making it the secondary consumer, and the iguana is preyed on by a python, a tertiary consumer. When we combine all the food chains together, we can group all the producers into what we call a trophic level. A food web shows all the different trophic levels, and we can see how several different organisms interact with each other within the ecosystem. But as energy flows through the food web, how much is actually carried from the coconut or the banana tree to the python and the jaguar at the top? Only 10% of the energy available on the trophic level below is transferred when that organism eats the other organism on the food chain. If the banana tree got 1,000 kilocalories, then the chimpanzee would only receive 100 kilocalories or 10% of the banana's energy. The rest is released into the atmosphere as heat. The jungle is filled with life. From low trophic levels to high, organisms fit into the bigger food web, and each of their role is important to the balance of energy and matter cycling throughout the ecosystem.